already, coming up on 2010. So that's putting us, what, 4 years. So we're talking about a little more than 4 years. Now, the way that life is moving, the way that life is transitioning, okay, from one level to another, the 4 years, the 4.5 years that I'm speaking about, it's going to move quickly, okay, because our existence here on life is picking up speed exponentially, okay? Each and every year seems to be moving by quicker. People ask me, well, what happened to January? Okay, because we're already into July, and today is July 1st, okay? Now, so 2014, that's when the real truth is going to come to light. Why? Well, when you add the numbers 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 4, okay, it adds to the number 7. The number 7 has to do with truth, an undeniable truth, a truth that can be based upon verification, facts, knowledge, not someone's opinion. Everything that I'm sharing here with you is not based on my opinion. This is based on the vibration of the numbers. Now, I have always stated, okay, to people who I have consulted, the numbers do not lie. And I cannot lie on the numbers. Because once I begin to lie on the numbers will reveal who I am to other people. And people will choose not to even talk to me.
That's a heavy statement.
Okay? Truth based on verification. That's the number 7.
Well, you know, I think that's something to really applaud you with, because many times practitioners, and as we move and folks are being a lot more open to doing things a little bit differently, practitioners are doing things more or less for money and not based on the truth of what really is.
Correct. Correct. Now, Michael Jackson, we already have stated that the year that we're in is 2009, an 11 vibration, and that his personal year cycle, when you take the month of his birth, the day of his birth, and add it to his last birthday, okay? This creates this number here, which equals 11. Now, whenever a person has the same number vibration as the year in question, we call that going through a crossroads.
Ooh, okay.
Okay? Now
say that again. Just
okay.
Slow that down for a minute.
Okay. Whenever a person has a personal year vibration that is the same as the universal year vibration,
okay,
that person has gone or is going through a crossroads.
Now, what do you mean by crossroads?
Well, I like to talk about an old blues man just for a second. There was a movie that came out called The Crossroads. And this blues man's name is Robert Johnson. Now, some people say that Robert Johnson cut a deal with the devil. That's why he was able to play the blues on such an exceptional level. But what they did not understand from ancient African traditions is that when a person goes through the crossroads, they meet with a particular deity, or they meet with a particular neter or neteru, Okay? And they have to sit down either through their heart or in their mind with this particular action, this particular experience. Now, this was the case with Michael Jackson. That was the case with Robert Johnson. Robert Johnson, like Michael Jackson, and Michael Jackson, like Robert Johnson, were exceptional people in the fields that they were in, especially entertainment. But their music, okay, their presence on this planet has such an effect on them. It's even Robert Johnson, who has long been gone from this physical plane, his music has influenced blues people infinitum and continues to. All right? Now, the crossroads, as I said, it's like an intersection. Mm-hmm. You got cars going one direction, you got cars going another direction. And there's, some people will say a cross is being made. I say it's an X, depending how you look at it. Mm-hmm. If you turn it 23 degrees, just like the Earth's axis, it's an X as opposed to a cross. All right?
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
Now, whenever that occurs, a vortex is created. A vortex is created in one's life that they have to deal with.
Okay.
Now, there's many vortexes on this planet. Some of us walk through them daily. Some of us walk through them and are aware of these vortexes. Some of us who are aware of these vortexes and walk through them become more empowered and enlightened. A tornado, a whirlwind, is like a spinning, moving vortex. There's a great vortex in New Orleans. Okay? There's a great vortex. There are many great vortexes up and down the coast of Florida. There's a great vortex that exists in Memphis. There's a great vortex that exists in many parts of the world. You have Stonehenge. You have where the great pyramids of Egypt. You have where the great obelisks are in Ethiopia, northern Ethiopia, down in the Mexican pyramids. So you have all kind of vortexes. Vortexes are like the spinning chakras in our body. There's an aspect of yourself that you have to nourish and develop.
So this is what was happening.
This is what was happening to Michael Jackson. Now, remember, the vortexes that he was dealing with, master vortexes. So these were even much more stronger vibrations that he had to contend with, from a universal scale, also from a personal scale. But when you take those two 11s and add them together, 22. 22 represents mastery of not only the physical world, but the spiritual realm as well. That's a lot of power for someone to have, for someone to be able to come into. And the corresponding color for the number 22 is gold or reddish gold. But see, a person like myself who may have done or looked at Michael Jackson's chart, let's say 10, 15 years ago, could see they're coming. Okay? So there's people out here who plan. Okay? There's people out here that plan for your demise, and there's people out here who plan for you to become successful. It depends. Are you a threat? Do you represent a potential threat in this society to the powers that be? See, by having knowledge, you become more strengthened. You begin to know. Knowledge protects, and young people, ignorance endangers. I'm going to say that once again. Knowledge protects you from everything. Ignorance endangers you to everything. Everything that is bad, corrupt, you can be pulled into, you can be sucked into. Now, you can be sucked into a vortex, okay, and not understand where you are or who you are. and then things begin to play with your mind. You know, in African traditions, there's what we call the guardian of the crossroads. Okay? Now, if you're insincere, incomplete, if you're a person who likes to play games and not be serious, the guardian of the crossroads will play with you. He'll dance all around you, dance all on you. So that's why whenever you come to an about face in your life where changes have to be made, profound changes occurs when you enter into your crossroads. Okay? Now,